Welcome in episode number 58 here on a Be Happy Sunday of the St0ner Sports Radio podcast. Joining me once again is my friend and co-host Zach Huffman here to give you the recap of the Super Bowl number 58. We will give you my take and Zach's take on what has been, in some words, a terrible All-Star weekend. And Zach will give you his thoughts on the actual MVP race and his argument for why SGA should be a lock on your DraftKings sports betting slip. And we'll go over Oklahoma City Thunder update as well, give you all the insider information on where the Thunder are and where the future holds and how this team is shaping up to possibly make what Shaq calls a possible championship run for this young Thunder squad. Zach, how are we doing on this Be Happy Sunday afternoon?
We're doing good. You know, SGA, in my opinion, front runner for the MVP right now.
Yeah, you are very adamant about that, and I can't wait to hear why that is such a lock for you, as, of course, people still backing Nikola Jokic as the best player in basketball currently. But again, back-to-back MVPs for the Joke Man. We'll see if he can pull that off, as Embiid is officially out due to not being able to play enough games due to injury. But we are a week removed from one of the biggest television events, actually the biggest television event besides the moon landing, was Super Bowl 58 with 124 million pairs of eyes tuning into that broadcast. And in the end, it was GOAT Jr., Patrick Mahomes, getting the job done, coming from a 10-point deficit from behind to give the Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back Lombardi trophies under Andy Reid and over Kyle Shanahan, who is now 0-2 as a Super Bowl coach in some capacity. Zach, give me your thoughts on the Super Bowl, because none of our bet slips looked good at the end of this one, and there were plenty of surprises that came with this game. Go ahead and give me kind of a recap for everybody and just kind of what you thought overall of the whole entire thing.
I thought the first half, the 49ers looked really good because they were able to shut down Travis Kelce. Other than that, Kansas City kind of relying on their rookie receiver, Rashee Rice, as their wide receiver one. Didn't really work out in the first half. And I think the score was, 10-6 going into halftime there, with the 49ers with the lead. And second half comes around, and I guess Travis Kelce got a couple texts from Taylor's team there that he needed to turn it up after halftime, or a little breakup might happen. And then he went for nine receptions, 70-something yards, no tutties, which kind of surprised me, but he got them down there.
Yeah, he was a huge part of that. Kind of go through with this game kind of coming down to the wire, going into overtime here. I mean, this had pretty much everything you could have wanted from this whole entire setup. Travis Kelce, 9 catches, 93 yards. So a great 93. Yeah. In the second, it had 92 of those in the second half. Had 1 yard at halftime.
So, I'm going off the dome. What can I say?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you knew it was good. You knew it was good. 70 would have been good.
I knew it was 9. No, it was 9.
9 catches. Yeah, 9 catches. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes throws for 333 yards for all you Freemasons out there that believe in numerology. There's your magic number. 2 touchdowns and a pick. McCaffrey, 22 carries for 80 yards. They really ran him ragged. But once again, the story is Kyle Shanahan and kind of the ineptitude of what he had happened to him once again, which was taking the ball to start overtime. What were your thoughts on that? And just, in the end, 49ers players even being like, we didn't even know that they were going to have a possession if we would have scored a touchdown, which robbed us of what could have been a great event, which would have been the 49ers storming the field after scoring a touchdown and not realizing the game wasn't over. Go ahead.
Oh, that would have been great. it's surprising me. I mean, that's just not being prepared for the Super Bowl. I mean, you don't know the overtime rules. Come on, it's not a single person looked at them. Not a single person saw that they changed after what happened to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen back in the day. That's on Kyle Shanahan. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, I mean, and he's not the only coach there, right? He's not the only one with a headset on that could have, been like, hey, are you sure we want the ball first here? And you heard his explanation post game was, well, we wanted to have, that third chance if it came down to a third chance. But if you thought it was going to come down to a third chance, why kick the field goal? Why not just go for it?
Yeah.
if you
And
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing. If you're giving Patrick Mahomes the ball in overtime, we've gone through this too many times to know that you don't give Patrick Mahomes the ball in overtime because he's going to score a touchdown. That's what happened when you do it when he gets the ball first. That's what happened to Josh Allen. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's bad coaching.
Yeah, I mean, and in the end, if you're a 49ers fan, you're just sick, right? Because it's just like, not
Hey, fuck the 49ers.
I mean, no, I mean, I understand that, especially from a Cowboys fan perspective.
Yeah.
I can get that.
Fuck the 49ers.
Yeah, but
you know that song that came out? Bow, 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 bow. Fuck the 49ers.
I'm serious though. This is one of those things where like, you're sitting on your couch knowing that your head coach made the wrong call there. I mean, unless, like I said, you go for it on fourth down, get the touchdown, then it doesn't seem like that bad of a decision. But that's not what happened. You kick the field goal. Brock Purdy misses a guy on an outpost towards that bottom right pylon that would have been an easy walk-in touchdown, just overthrows him due to the pressure of Chris Jones, who I thought could have been in the running for the MVP of this game, considering the moments that he showed up for. It wasn't like he was there all the time, but when he was, the plays were super impactful. And then you come back, Zach, to the blocked extra point, too.
I mean, that's tough. You're not going to overtime if that happens.
I mean, if not going to overtime, at least Kansas City would have gone for it on that fourth down and tried to win it with 3 seconds left instead of kicking the field goal and send it into overtime. And I don't know if that would have been much better. I mean,
do you think? But here's the thing: do you think Kansas City would have got that if they went for it there?
I mean, the way they were playing, I think. I mean, think about how well Travis Kelce's playing in that second half. He's gonna find a seam. I mean,
the ball's going to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
Yeah, you know that's
short
what's
yardage
gonna happen
up the middle.
Yeah, and we saw the miscommunication earlier in that game between, some of those defensive backs for the 49ers allowing some of these bigger plays to happen later in the game to set up some of these big moments, and that was another huge part of it. I mean, in my opinion, this was from, coming from a perspective of neither of us had a team in this game. This was a great way to end the year, I think. I mean, now a lot of people will say, oh, but it's Kansas City again. That's kind of blasé. But I mean, I think even more so to me was the fact that nobody wanted Kansas City to win, so that made me want them to win more, because I was like, everybody's gonna hate this, and I'm kind of on board with like, I kind of like seeing people be miserable. So I mean,
Yeah, I just don't like the 49ers as Cowboys fans, so I was fine with the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, and that perspective is probably more justifiable than my psychotic one. But I mean, I think that it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's it's scripted so well. I mean, you get together with one of the best billionaire superstars of all time. You can't lose. I mean, and that's what happened. I mean, but
man, he was sweating at halftime. He had to be sweating.
The whole team was. I mean, they were playing like ass. But the thing was this, Zach, they were playing like ass, but they were only down 4 points. And I think that was the big thing that Andy Reid said at halftime.
Because their defense is playing so good.
Yeah, and I'm sure Andy Reid at halftime was like, guys, this is a one-possession game. We get the ball out of half. I mean, we could take the lead right here on the opening drive, which didn't end up happening. They ended up punting. But I mean, like, then you hold, San Francisco to a field goal, go down and tie it. I mean, it just had the makings of, like, who's going to make this big play. And, McCole Hardman was not on my bingo card.
He wasn't on his own bingo card, it looked like. I mean, he had no idea that he was supposed to get that ball. He caught the ball, and he didn't even know he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it took him a minute. I think it did take him a minute to kind of realize, oh, that's game. So yeah, that, I mean, I mean, what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy it overall as just a kind of a capper on the season? Did you enjoy any commercials in particular, or halftime or anything? Because I didn't watch the commercials or anything. I had my own stuff going on. I didn't watch the halftime. Haven't gone and watched it. Did you have any thoughts on any of that aspect of it?
I actually had a little snooze fest going from about halfway through the second quarter up until about the end of the third quarter there. So yeah, I kind of woke up there late. So no, I did not see a lot of the halftime show or the commercials.
Okay, well, so that's good. We don't have
I
to talk
had
about that. So
had a
that's good.
couple, had a couple Coors Light.
That's
I went
right. The
down pretty quick.
mountains were blue, and I got some Z's too. That's right, baby.
I woke up for the rest.
Yeah, you woke up for the good parts. I mean, you missed the boring parts. Woke up for the good parts. That's
Yeah,
exactly how you want it to go.
I think I went to sleep. It was 10:06. When I woke up, it was 13:10, I think. So,
Yeah, see,
maybe.
you got to see all the good stuff. What's going on, Tie Spot? I see you in here. All right, so I mean, I guess that's kind of it, right? I mean, there's really not much else to say other than Kyle Shanahan's a bonehead. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people made the statement that if Mike McCarthy had made that mistake, he'd be fired. A lot of people think that Kyle Shanahan should get roasted more for this, but I mean, and I think it's completely, in the realm of yes, he should be chastised more for this because not only did you have like multiple weeks, you also have multiple coaches on the coaching staff, and it hasn't been like this is a change that happened way too recent for you to know about it, and you've been in the playoffs for like a month now, like, and it
And
applies to the playoffs, and you knew you were going to play probably multiple playoff games. Why would you not discuss it at all?
why, even if the overtime rules hadn't have changed, you should have had a discussion about it. Anyways,
Yeah.
I mean, and you saw what the Chiefs were saying. They were saying they had like 2 overtime discussions a week, and they were very, very, very certain about what they were going to do, what their drive was going to be, what they were going to call. I'm sure you saw the video. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes was so surprised when the 49ers took the ball. That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, he was like, I guess they want it. I mean, and the way their defense was playing, I mean, I think he knew that like there's a possibility we could just get the ball back and go and win this instead of tie it. But I think they also would have gone for 2 if it came down to it. I think they admitted it.
Well, they said they were, they were going to go
Yeah.
for 2. They didn't want it to get the third possession, which
Yeah.
that made sense to me because why would you risk them being able to win the game with a
Field goal. Yeah.
with a touchdown there? Or is it a field goal
It's
that they can win it with?
any score after that.
Oh wow! See,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
let that happen. So you have to go for 2. No way you're getting the ball third. And Kyle Shanahan should have known that, especially when it's Andy Reid. I mean, he's going for 2 there.
Well, yeah, and when you have your kicker hit a 57-yarder or whatever, I mean, like you know that you have such a short portion of the field to defend before they're in range, and so that's another aspect of why you would go for 2 in that situation. So that didn't really surprise me, but I mean, it's something to note where it's like Kyle Shanahan had nothing to lose really by going aggressively on that 4th and 5, but decided not to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, I mean, because if you don't get it, right, Zach? If you don't get it, it's like, okay, our defense like played really well in the first half, so like there's a possibility, and this is deep in their own territory, that we could get a stop here and they could punt it back. Like there was a possibility that was a thing if you don't get the 4th down, but if you get it and score, same thing applies. Like they still have to march 75 yards most likely to get where they need to go, and they have a 2-point conversion that me and you both agree, and their coaching staff, that they would have gone for, and those are hard to get because the field is so squished. So it's like, it just seems to me like Kyle Shanahan doesn't have the balls to make those decisions in big games, and you saw it in Super Bowl 50, you saw it in Super Bowl 58.
I think if I'm San Francisco, I'm wondering why we never promoted Mike McDaniels.
Yeah,
I'm saying he should be our head coach right now. He would know this. He probably would have gone over overtime. He probably would,
Oh yeah,
probably would have scored.
Oh yeah, Mike McDaniel's a nerd. He would have geeked out over the overtime scenarios. I think that's just kind of his personality. So yeah, that's a big question. I
mean, Kyle Shanahan's job is safe. Obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that if you're the 49ers, ownership, you're looking at it and you're thinking, hey, He loves losing Super Bowls. He's really good at losing Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean, literally so good. I mean, and both the games came down to overtime. I mean, it's just kind of hilarious to me to think that like you're in this scenario again, but different. You think his PTSD kicked in, Zach? You think that's why the decision was made? Like his PTSD of Super Bowl 50 of Tom Brady getting the ball to start that overtime and just sealing it right then and there, scared that scenario into him where he was like, "Well, we're not gonna kick it. Like obviously we're not gonna kick it. Like we're gonna take the ball."
I guess he just wants the ball every time because of that. Man, has it been 8 years?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, the answer is yes. and I'm like, I just feel so old. Like, god damn it. Like, I mean, it's just and no, I mean, even Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Super Bowl doesn't seem like it was that long ago, and it's like been 4 years or something. Like, it's just time flies, man. But anyways, that pretty much is our opinion on Super Bowl. We thought it was a good game. We thought that obviously some brain dead decisions there, an unfortunate missed extra point that ended up giving us a better game than we probably could have asked for. Not as much scoring as we thought was going to happen because a lot of our touchdown parlays and stuff just didn't happen. No one was in the end zone. The defenses played fantastic and the offense is kind of underwhelmed, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the under hits by half a point.
They know.
They
always know.
They know. So there's that. Let's get into this next topic because I'm ready to just explode. I'm just ready to explode. NBA All-Star Weekend. It's Sunday. The game is tonight. So we'll kind of have our opinions on that this upcoming week. But from what we've seen thus far, 3-point contest, skills challenge, the Sabrina Steph 3-point contest, and the dunk contest. Out of 10 being, I'm jerking off to the TV. 1 being I literally am not even turning it on. My excitement levels here for the weekend thus far are probably a 4. A 4, maybe a 5. You could probably convince me. What about you?
I'm sitting at about a 5. I think. I mean, the dunk contest was terrible.
Ah.
The 3-point contest was terrible. It wasn't. I guess it wasn't terrible.
That wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't, but it was unimpressive.
Yeah.
Sabrina, Steph, I liked it.
Yeah.
Quick. I liked how quick it was. Came down. It took like not even 5 minutes. That was quick and easy. I liked that. But yeah, the dunk contest, man, that was just.
Yeah, so let's go over the 3-point contest, right? So, not really any big names in it. Damian Lillard obviously there to defend his 3-point contest win of last season. Karl Anthony Towns 2 years ago, he's back in it, trying to get back into the conversation of 3-point contest winner. You had Markkinen out there, you had Trae Young out there, you had Malik Beasley out there, you had Jalen Brunson out there.
Donovan
Mitchell out there, and that was it. As far as star power goes for the 3-point contest, not bad, right? Like, I mean, like, I mean, were there other guys I would have liked to see? Obviously, Steph, Clay,
Isaiah Joe.
I would have liked to see Luka, put up some threes. Maybe throw Derek White in there. Maybe throw, Keegan Murray in there. I don't know. I mean,
Keegan Murray needs to be in there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, maybe LaMelo.
Devin Booker.
Yeah, Devin
Booker needs to be in there. I mean, I think you just get.
Tyler Hero.
I think what the NBA should start doing, and I don't know, maybe this is too harsh on the players, but I think they should start doing. If you make a certain amount of threes, once you shoot a certain amount of threes, the top 8 field goal percentage should have to participate in the 3-point contest. I don't know if you can force a guy to do that, but I think if you pay them enough, you easily could make that happen.
I mean, contract
you
incentive.
Pay them. It's really the NBA's got the money. Pay them each $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, or just put it in.
Pay each one of them $1 million. That's $8 million a year to have a really good 3-point contest full of star power. Because it's going to be people like Steph. It's going to be people like Kevin Durant. That are just shooting insane percentages from 3. You're probably going to see them do well. I'm sure a couple guys would want to opt out, but Probably not if you give them a good enough incentive. And I think the same thing for the dunk contest. The NBA should just start requiring people to do it. I mean, you look at Zion. How is Zion? It's criminal that Zion hasn't been in a dunk contest yet. It's criminal that LeBron was never in a dunk contest, and he's never going to be in like his entire career, never in a dunk contest.
And
I
I still
mean,
think
there
he could
has to be
probably win
better
it too.
incentives to it. He could probably still win it, yeah. But I guess you can't really force a guy to do it, I guess. But you could definitely incentivize them with a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
The
what I'm.
NBA's
Yeah,
got the money.
yeah.
Why not? Why not put up $1 million if you're willing to participate in the dunk contest? If you win it, here's 5. Like fuck it, like that. That's for some guys. That's going to be a lot of money.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, forcing
Make me
people.
commissioner.
Okay, forcing people to do the 3-point contest is easier than forcing people to do the dunk contest because, like, how do you determine like who's supposed to be in it? But I think that you start by what you're saying, offering money, right? Be like we're gonna offer whoever signs up for this X amount of money, and then if like a multitude of players sign up, right? You have like 25 or 30 players sign up. You pick the ones you want out of that group, and just tell the other ones tough nipples, But
I don't think it's too difficult for the NBA to say, all right, we want Zion, we want John Morant, we want Anthony Edwards, we want I don't know another dunker. I mean, whoever.
I mean, Donovan Mitchell's got hops, but I don't know if he's really
Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, sure. I mean, he's there. Just anyone really. Just
give me Aaron Gordon again.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine. Pay each of them $1 million. Let them go. And I think that you would have like John Morant needs to be in the dunk contest. Zion Williamson needs to be in the dunk contest. Anthony Edwards needs to be in the dunk contest.
I think J-Dub be good.
J-Dub would probably be good, but you're looking at whoever is getting these posters, throughout the season needs to be the ones doing the dunk contest. They're the most athletic guys. It's
simple. It shouldn't be hard. We shouldn't have to bring Mac McClung up from the G League to have somebody that.
What are we doing?
I mean, at that point, just get YouTube dunkers. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, I mean, it's like if you're gonna bring somebody up from the G League that I don't get to watch ever in any televised game ever, because who the fuck watches the fucking G League? Like, I don't even know if it's on NBA League Pass. I don't even know if they even offer it. Like, it's just I'm never gonna see this dude. You trot him out every freaking last 2 years like a show pony. You might as well just get YouTube dunkers. At least kids would have some connection to them. At least you'd have some eyeballs, because here's some guys that actually can just jump out of the gym, can't shoot a ball worth of shit, but can jump out of the fucking gym and entertain people. Because you have people like Kenny Smith out there being like, this isn't impressive at all. I could do this.
Oh man, he was saying,
right behind my hack. I mean,
Kenny Smith was out there like, who is this Mexican dunking a ball right now?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, what is this?
He's going crazy. And he was like, Sabrina needs to shoot from the WNBA.
I mean,
Kenny Smith was going crazy. He must have had a lot of tequila last night or something.
Oh yeah, he had to have been on something. I mean, he maybe hit that vape a little too hard. I don't know. I mean, it just
sucking on the little Benjamin button, the little Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, and like what's the deal with everybody dragging Shaq out to jump over him? That's like the 98th time we've seen Shaq drug out from the crowd to get jumped over. You know who did that better than anybody did last night? Hamidou Diallo did it better than any of those guys did it last night. If you go back and watch that dunk, he doesn't even touch Shaq's head. His whole entire lower body, he's spread eagle, and his nuts don't even graze his head. I mean, whoever jumped over him last night, I don't even remember. It was so just forgettable. Drug their whole entire nuts across the back of Shaq's head, which I guess, good for you. But I mean, like, that doesn't impress me. You're supposed to jump over the motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he pushed off.
Like, drag someone out there that sits 9 if you're gonna do that.
I think it was
drag out Shaq.
Was it Hawkes? Hawkes did it, didn't he? He drug him out there.
Hawkes. Yeah. But like, what about Jaylen Brown getting someone who is 5'3" to sit down in a chair? What are we doing?
It was for the camera angle. It was for the camera angle.
He was like 5'3", and you had him sit.
Well, it was for the camera angle because he was live streaming it on his Twitch channel, and so the angle was you wanted to get Jaylen Brown clearly jumping over you. I don't know why he couldn't just stand up and do it. I don't. He could probably even have had it selfie extended. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have. I mean, I don't get why he was
That was
sitting down.
terrible.
It was awful. He didn't even cover his eyes during the dunk. He did it afterwards, like an idiot. I mean, if you're gonna pay homage to D Brown, do it right. I just, it was a bad performance by Jaylen Brown, and the scores were good for him. I was like, what is
It
this?
made no sense. The scoring made no sense.
I mean,
What's changed about the scoring? Why are we doing so? It used to be you had 5 judges, and they each go 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And it adds up to 50. But now they go 1 through 50, and then they average it to be like 47.8. What the fuck are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, Adam Silver has done a lot of good things, I think, as a commissioner. I think the play-in tournament was a really good idea. I think that he's done a lot for the draft process. He's really good. But what the fuck is he doing with the dunk contest and the 3-point contest these days? Even the All-Star game. Like, I liked what he did the first time in 2020 when they went to, like the Kobe number or whatever. I think that was a really good idea. We were talking about it earlier. You had Kyle Lowry taking charges for the game. You're not going to see that effort in an All-Star game ever again. And then they took it away, and they're going back to the old ways of the All-Star game that people said was getting boring because it was, because we were getting like 160 to 160, which, I mean, tonight we might get 200 from somebody, because now you have teams scoring 150 already in regular NBA games. I mean, I guess I'm excited to see maybe some dunking. I had the prediction of Anthony Edwards winning All-Star MVP, and apparently the casinos agree with me. So
really, he wasn't when I sent my slip in. He was I think the third choice.
The one that you sent me, he was
Less
the highest,
900.
wasn't he? Yeah, he was the highest on that list.
Yeah, on my slip he was, but DraftKings as a whole for NBA All-Star MVP, the leader right now, the leader right now for this, and
let's see,
it is Tyrese Halliburton at plus 550.
Tyrese Halliburton is the leader for the All-Star Game MVP. Yep. I guess it's because it's in Indianapolis. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you have Giannis, Steph, and LeBron, as Anthony Edwards is at the same level as LeBron and Jason Tatum.
So he's tied for 5th.
Yes, Shea is right behind him. Luka plus 1,200, Kevin Durant plus 1,200, Damian plus 1,200. The next tier is plus 1,600 with Devin Booker. Then you have plus 2,200 with Donovan Mitchell. Then the list just kind of disintegrates.
Scotty Barnes made the All-Star game. Was he a replacement?
Yes, he was. He was a replacement. Same with Bam Adebayo, replacement for Embiid. So yeah, I mean,
SGA there plus 1,200.
Nikola Jokic's point total for tonight is set at 6.5 points, because last year he played a total of like 65 seconds and then sat out the rest of the game.
Fair.
And that's why when you look at these games, always look at the reserves as the MVPs, because they'll get more minutes than any of the starters ever get, because they'll play like a fourth of the game.
I'm setting up my sheet right now for the All-Star game here. You'd be a sick man to bet on All-Star game rebounds, right?
Yeah, absolutely degenerate. That's like if you're like a casino,
there's
or
not
like an
even
online,
an overline for Kevin Durant. There's just an underline for KD. Yeah, not even an over.
The minute that you like place that bet, like you get an email in your email that's like, do you have a problem? Like they just like send you the helpline. That's the hotline. Yeah, they just give you the helpline, and they're just like, you need to call this. I mean,
you need help.
Yeah, like
Oh, they just took away all the other odds. Did I miss it? Was it 2:00? Was that the time? Because I was like in the middle of looking at like rebound and point totals, and it just like refreshed and took everything away except the MVP.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same for me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a crazy line of SGA and Tyrese Halliburton co-MVPs.
Co-MVPs. Yeah, no, they got him back. The player point lines and rebounds, they're back.
Okay.
But like, look at
There we go.
some of these point lines are hilarious. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doesn't have an over line; he just has an under of 16.5. Like, I had the over on a slip earlier, and I was thinking about it, but I was just like, it's just so dumb. Like, you never know. Like MVP is like something that you can like actually bet on that like makes sense. None of these other ones make any sense to bet on. Like you have a problem if you're doing that, like legitimately. Like, I mean, I guess you could do some of like the player specials, which are like um, Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard to drop 50 combined points and combine for 10 plus assists at plus 200. Like, you could do some of that weird stuff. Oh, Damian Lillard, Tatum, and Mitchell all to have 20 or more points.
So let me tell you the one I just picked up.
Yeah.
I got SGA MVP.
Okay.
That's $1 to pay out 13.
Yeah, I know.
I'm making money.
That's right.
And then I got Tyrese Halliburton and SGA 40 combined points. That's a 225. These are all $1. That's a 225 payout. I got the Jokic under on assists at under 6.5.
Oh,
It's
that's
$1.86 payout. I got the under on Tyrese Halliburton assist at 9.5. That's $1.95. I got the over on SGA points at 16.5 to get $1.80. So I mean, I'm making money.
Yeah. That's money.
That's money, baby.
That's
They won't
money.
let me parlay them though.
Oh yeah. Nope. No SGPs for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and that's the only way you can watch this game, to be honest, is if you're even like me, like I spent
I'm
20
gonna have to put
I
something on it,
I
aren't I?
I
I'm
spent
gonna have to.
I spent $25 on a 5-player MVP slip. You can find it on my Twitter page if you want to tail it. It's
Don't tease me. Don't tease me.
it's it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. I've got Anthony Edwards on there, Damian Lillard, SGA, Tyrese Maxey is my dark horse, and also got, I believe, the last one I had on the slip was
Put a little 25 in my account real quick. See what I can do.
Trae Young. Trae Young was my last one that I put on there, which another quote unquote long shot, but he's gonna get a lot of minutes. He's a reserve guy. Thought he shot pretty well in the 3-point contest. I think he's looking at playing some major minutes tonight, so another one to watch as far as 40-point, 30-point kind of watch for him possibly. And that's pretty much how that's gonna probably shake out. For All-Star Weekend. I mean, it's game starts at 7, so that should be a good watch. Hopefully, like you said, we see some dunks, we see some stuff that makes us impressed and amazed, because thus far we have not been, and that's just kind of the way it goes. So, but yeah,
What are you thinking about this little $5 slip to win 25? What do you think? SGA over 18, Tatum under 24.5, Jaylen Brown under 15.5.
okay, I like it. That's that's a logical slip right there. I just greened up on
I
a
think I'm
slip.
gonna go three parlay, 3 letters up until my last one, and I'll put that one on like a little 5 or 6er.
Yeah, I just hit a slip, college basketball slip today, folks. So
Oh no, we're
I
feeling good.
I bet $1 and 110. So we're feeling real good. We're feeling real good today. Um,
Should I bet the over or under on Steph Curry 21.5?
Ooh, that's a scary one because it's like it depends on how many minutes he gets, right? He could hit 7 threes in the first quarter. No defense being played, but
I mean, he's gonna let it fly, right?
he's got to. There's
I don't
no.
know. Maybe that's dangerous. I should stay away from that.
I mean, I would stay away because I think that's a crapshoot.
Jalen Brunson 11.5. I don't know. I'm gonna move to the assist line. No one is gonna be passing this ball. Yeah, nobody's gonna be passing the ball here. Definitely. Oh man, I had a $5 promo gift. Don't even tempt me.
Oh, there
They're
you
just letting me
go.
get. They're letting me get away with anything. Right. Let's see these 3 points made. Oh man, LeBron's gonna shoot. I'll let him get. I'll bet the over on his threes.
Yeah, so big time stuff there. Um, you want to talk about the actual MVP race in the NBA that's going on right now between Jokic and SGA. You're pretty set on SGA being the guy this season, and I'm all for it, to be honest. I think uh, I think he's done a lot to warrant massive consideration. Um, Jokic is a hard guy to overthrow. I mean, he's still the odds leader. He's still, in a bunch of people's eyes, the best player playing the sport currently, as far as all three aspects of shooting, passing, and rebounding. Defensively, he's. I mean, would you consider Jokic a liability, Zach, or is he a decent enough defender to where you kind
Hey,
of.
I think he's a good defender. My only problem with Jokic is that he's just simply not. He's not getting the numbers. I mean, you can't give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging like what more.
SGA is averaging 5 more points per game with more wins on more efficient shooting.
And you don't think anybody else is going to creep up here? You think these are the two guys that we are horse racing?
Luca. I think Luca is the only guy that creeps up here because of the win streak that the Mavericks went on in the offseason, and not the offseason, the moves that they made at the trade deadline. Daniel Gafford kind of unlocks Luca a little bit.
He did, and I'm glad that Gafford got out of Washington because that place is a dumpster fire. Um,
Yes.
I think that you're definitely right about Gafford improving the Mavericks instantaneously, and Washington, PJ Washington as well, has been a decent addition for the Mavericks to go on top of that. Um, I How do you think the Gordon Hayward trade affects SGA with his numbers? Could that be something that could help him out, or are we looking at Gordon Hayward as being one of those second unit guys that's supposed to lead the way with Jalen Williams, with J Dub?
I think Gordon Hayward should start 100%. That's because I think Josh Giddey should not start. He should not be on the team. He is a defensive liability. He can't shoot. He is not, in my opinion, an NBA caliber player right now. The dude is playing terrible basketball. He had one good game a couple weeks ago. That's not good enough for me. I want Gordon Hayward to come in and take a spot. If we're just going to have someone stand in the corner, be a defensive liability, at least let them be able to make threes. And Gordon Hayward can do that. So that's I think it was a great move by Presti to go get Gordon Hayward. I think Josh Giddey is terrible, and we should have included him in the deal to the Hornets instead of Trey Mann.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Mann blossoming out in Charlotte with the minutes that he's getting now on a nightly basis, and really showing people what I wouldn't say the Thunder were holding back, but there were just more talented guys on that roster. that were taking those minutes away for understandable reasons. Like you said, Josh Giddey probably the exception there. As far as the way he's played recently, but overall this season, Giddey has definitely played better than he did last season, and a lot of people are kind of throwing that out the window due to how poor he's been playing recently. But I think, like you said, I don't think Josh Giddey would have a problem coming off the bench. I think you need someone like him with J-Dub to help facilitate J-Dub and get him to his spots easier. And we know that Giddey can penetrate, and we know he's a great passer. So I think that, like you said, I think it's a better idea to have him running with the second unit and have Gordon Hayward out there spotting up, and have someone out there that's actually a 3-point threat. And Giddey has just proven not to be consistent enough to be that guy.
Yeah, I agree. He should. I mean, guys aren't guarding him. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I mean I mean he's good at that little floater in the lane, but that's about it. I mean I mean that's I mean he's just not a jump shooter. I mean, but his passing is really good. The thing is they don't is that passing can only initiate enough offense. Um, I don't know if guys are getting to their spots and being able to find separation between them and their man. And I think that when you have to rely on your teammates in order for you to statistically be a box score threat as well as putting players in good scoring position, I think that kind of hinders what you're able to bring to the whole entire picture. I think it kind of stunts you.
Yeah, I agree with that. But talking a little bit more about SGA for MVP, right? So I think Jokic, I don't think Jokic is going to get it. Voter fatigue, I don't think his numbers are there. I know the first round of kind of voting kind of had him there, but I think as long as the Thunder finish with higher wins than the Nuggets, then SGA should get it. I think. Maybe not. I mean, Jokic is obviously a fan favorite, but I don't know. I'm worried more about Luka because Luka is kind of averaging crazy numbers, and his team's not winning very much, but they're starting to win more. And if the Mavericks can get up there to like the 5th seed or even like the 4th seed, then all of a sudden it's Luka MVP, I think. But SGA, he's way more efficient shooting wise. He's got way better defensive numbers than either of those two. I don't see how. I mean, there's a lot of hype for SGA MVP. He got like 26, 27 first place votes in the first round of voting. Far and away second place. There's Jokic, SGA, and then not really close after that. So that was looking pretty good for SGA, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's obvious to me. Maybe I'm a little biased. I'm definitely not. Definitely not speaking from Oklahoma City right now. Maybe not a little biased, but I think he's the MVP. He's averaging the numbers. He's got the wins. I don't know. I get the argument for Jokic, but it just doesn't make as much sense as the argument for SGA here.
Yeah, and the other thing is you got to think about the team as a whole, right? What like without SGA, where are the Thunder? And it's not even close to where they are now. You take Jokic away from Denver, you still have Jamal Murray, you still got Michael Porter, Michael, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still have MPJ. Yeah, and so I mean, you have guys that could still put Denver in a good spot. Obviously, I think that Jokic is fantastic and gives the team the ability to spread the floor more because of the offensive threat that he is. But I think if you take him away, I still think that Denver's a playoff team. I don't know if the Thunder would be unless Jalen Williams decides to average 30, which I mean he's can do, but I just think
they could be a playoff team, but I just don't think that it's something that the players haven't proven enough for that to be the case. When you look at Denver, you have players like Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray won them a playoff series. Jokic averaged like 11 points for a playoff series, and Jamal Murray went crazy. I don't remember which one it was. It was the Western Conference Finals, I think, against the Lakers, is when Jamal Murray started going insane. And kind of won them that series. And then you have like Aaron Gordon. You have players that can easily take over on both sides of the ball. With the Thunder, you have Jalen Williams, you have Chet. Jalen Williams could, lead a team, I think, but we're also seeing him against the second unit mostly. The second unit of other teams too. So a bulk of his buckets are coming in the fourth quarter. I will say that. So that looks good for him on that front. And as far as Chet goes, I mean, Chet's really good on defense. His offense is still improving. And I mean, I can't be having these 4-point games anymore that I'm seeing from him every once in a while. He's averaging like 16, but I need it to be more like 20. If that were the case, then yeah, I think they're probably like a 7-6 seed. But I think I agree with you. Right now, without SGA, they're probably looking at 10, 11.
Yeah, playing game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, we haven't mentioned is Doncic is fourth in odds, and the guy in front of him is Giannis. I don't know if he's even deserves to really be in the conversation.
Giannis, he's not going to get it. Luka's creeping up, and I think the most serious people are saying Jokic, SGA, Luka.
I tend to agree with that. Another guy that could be on the rise, that would be kind of my dark horse if I wanted to really try to make money, to be Jalen Brunson, just because the numbers he can put up at times and the way the Knicks are playing right now. I mean, they're playing better than the Milwaukee Bucks are playing right now. They're playing obviously better than the 76ers are playing without Joel Embiid. Maxi's been good, but that's not an MVP guy. I mean, there's a reason he's a 50,000 plus 50,000 odds to win it. He's not that guy. Halliburton down there at the same odds as well. He's not going to have a shot. I mean, it's just the Pacers aren't, and they're not in that position. And all the other guys on the list, Zach, are aging veterans. Your Kevin Durant's, your Steph Curry's, I would even say you put Donovan Mitchell and Kawhi Leonard in that category as kind of older guys.
I don't know about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell like 27.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it's just because I felt like he'd been in Utah for like 90 years.
True. True. Well, honestly, how old is he?
I don't know if
maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if is he 30 yet? I feel like he's not. You're probably right.
He's 27.
All right, there you go. Right on the money.
We go. Look at me go.
Yeah, look at you. Yeah, so Matt might be a little overzealous, but he's in that next tier of guys that is. I mean, and he could possibly have a shot to shoot up the list, but I don't think he's in the conversation like SGA and Jokic. I think, like you said, those are like the two guys, and the guy that's in the rear that could be coming up behind SGA is Doncic. I think you're 100% on the money with that.
I think even some odds have Luka as the third MVP now.
Wouldn't shock me. Especially, I think that's because, like you said, the addition of Gafford really kind of unlocked another level of Luka Doncic's playing ability. They really got a good deal there.
If you want some easy money, Luka at the All-Star Game MVP is at like a plus 1900 right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a shock. I mean, because
he never really tries that hard.
Yeah, last year I bet on his over on PrizePicks for points, and let's just say not even close. He finished with 6 points. He went like 2 for 7.
I had one slip. I threw the over on 11 points.
Yeah, see, he's gonna have to hit all 4 of the shots he takes because he's gonna be in the game for like literally 4 minutes. After the first TV timeout, you're not going to see him the rest of the night.
You don't think Luka's coming in the rest of the night?
He'll come in to start the second
He's
half.
A starter.
Yeah, he'll start.
I think I got in my bid slip. My bid sits one slip. I have the over on 11 for him.
Let me just give you the. Let me give you the box score for this game because I think you're going to be shocked about.
So here I got it. Luka in 4 All-Star games has gotten 4, 8, 8, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Averages 7 points, 5 assists, and a minute. He averages pretty decent minutes. So if he gets shots up, and I think he will because he's in the MVP conversation, I think 11's going to hit today. I think we're going to see 12 points from him.
I mean, we could. Do you remember last year what the score was last year?
What do you mean?
For the All-Star game. Do you remember the final score from last year?
Oh, no.
It was 184 to 175. And that was when you had the captains thing going on with Team Giannis and Team LeBron.
I think we could see the West score like 200.
So here's how many minutes Giannis played. You want to know how many minutes Giannis played in this game? Last year, he played 20 seconds. He played 20 seconds went 1 of 1, and that was it. 20 seconds from Giannis.
Oh yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah,
he was hurt last year.
He came on 20 seconds from him. Jrue Holiday played 9 minutes. SGA played 10.
Yeah.
Let's see. Damian Lillard, he played a lot.
Yeah, but Luka averages like 20 minutes a game in the All-Star
he
game.
played 18. He went 2 of 5. And was at minus 11. No surprise there. De'Aaron Fox played 9 minutes. LeBron played 14. Anthony Edwards played 17.
Anthony Edwards is going to get a lot of minutes today.
Yeah, and the big story, I guess, coming from this was Jason Tatum's performance in this game last season, because he just went buku bananas, I think is what I remember.
He had like 50, didn't he?
He had 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, 55. Went 22 of 31, made 10 threes, had 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Donovan Mitchell had 10 assists. He played the players that got the most minutes last season were Tatum, Mitchell, Embiid, and Kyrie Irving. Those were all the players that were above 25 minutes. Everybody else was around 23. You had like your Lillards, your Markkanens, your Bam Adebayos, your Jaylen Brown with 25 minutes. So I mean, yeah, Halliburton only had 13, but he'll see like a double that amount this season. So yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the All-Star game, take that in consideration. You have guys that are big names that aren't going to play a ton of minutes. I'm going to divide them up, between halves and stuff like that. So just know that going into it.
Yep.
Let's get into the final topic today. Oklahoma City Thunder update with you, Zach. Give us kind of heading out of the All-Star break, what you expect from this team, and where you could possibly think they could be headed now that you are officially 20 games over 500.
Well, we're sitting at 37-17. We need to win 3 games before we lose 3. Pass Phil Jackson's little test there for contention. Things are looking good. I would like to win the division, but sadly we are in the same division as the Timberwolves. And they are currently sitting at first. I think are we second in the West? I think we're second in the West. Yeah, we're second in the West behind the Timberwolves, who are 39-16. I would like to see us be number 1, but I'm not. Since we're talking about last year, I mean, I'm happy to be at the 2 seed right now. SGA averaging 31.1, love it. Make that 33, probably MVP. Chet leading the team with 7.6 rebounds a game. I don't like that. I need more. The rebounding has been the biggest issue in my opinion. Can I get some team stats here? If I can get that, maybe not. But the rebounding has been atrocious. I think we are currently like 29th in the league on adjusted rebound chance.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, we are terrible.
Unfortunately, I don't think Gordon Hayward helps that problem that much, to be honest.
Gordon Hayward does not help that problem that much. But who'd we sign? We signed Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go get Andre Drummond, but we didn't. But Bismack Biyombo helps with that. So hopefully we can get something there. Chet averaging 2.6 blocks as a rookie. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Insane. If Wemby wasn't a complete alien, then Chet would have Rookie of the Year locked up. But I think it's pretty obvious that it's Wemby now. And the most impressive stat of any player of the Thunder is SGA, who leads the league in steals at 2.2 steals per game. Big part of our defense. He gets in the passing lanes like no other. He can reach in, prevent people from being able to ISO him with his length on his arms. He's got great reach. Love it. The defense on this team is phenomenal. And one of the biggest things that we have to look at too, Jalen Williams, second leading scorer on the team at 19.2. By the end of the season, I predict that to be a 20 number. So I think we're going to see Jalen Williams average over 20 points per game this season. We're gonna start talking about it. All-Star next year. He's also a candidate for most improved player. So I like that.
What do you think about Mark Daigneault leading the way odds-wise for Coach of the Year, just over Chris Finch?
Made sense to me. Chris Finch hasn't done shit. That's all been Rudy Gobert's new defensive scheme. Mark Daigneault is leading this team, making the right calls. I question his rotations a lot, but he's better at basketball than I am. So, I trust him there. But I think he's earned it. He should be Coach of the Year.
Any chance that Wemby or Chet or Jared Allen surpass Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year right now?
I don't think so. I think the only one that might have a shot, Jared Allen. I don't. Maybe Nick Claxton. I don't think that anybody's taking it from Rudy this year.
I mean, you did have a 10 block Wemby game. Yeah,
but they have 11 wins. Like it's
so. I mean, one guy can only do so much. All right. I mean, and that
he just lost to the G Leaguers.
Yeah.
That was pretty sad.
Yeah, it was sad.
Now you don't lose to G Leaders. It'd be the greatest prospect ever. Literally 7'5", greatest prospect ever, and you lose to G Leaders. They are in. Back in my day, before everyone got so damn sensitive, we called it the D. We called it the D League. You know what D League meant? Developmental league. It meant developmental league. They call it the Gatorade League now because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Fucking softies.
Victor Wembanyama just lost to developing players and people who are developing into the NBA. All right, let's talk about it. That's your Rookie of the Year. And also, shout out to Cason Wallace for just absolutely shooting millions of Brits in that game because he was on Wemby's team and he had to make sure that Wemby lost.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cason!
Yeah, he's been so good. He's not a practice gym shooter. He's a gamer. It just proves he's a gamer because
he's a gamer.
Because in the games, those are nothing but net. But in the All-Star game or the Rising Stars Challenge,
he said, "I got Wemby on my team.
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
walking
for Chet.
this up. This is for Chet." shooting like Kid Gilchrist out here,
I mean, Cason really was just pulling up there too. It was kind of crazy.
I was there. I was here for the Cason Wallace brick building construction worker arc.
Hey man, he's in Oklahoma City. We got Bricktown.
Yeah, you got that right. Clutch Player of the Year award, which is kind of another one of those dark horse awards.
Jalen Williams.
Well, if you want to at plus 10,000, you can go ahead and make that bet.
Jalen Williams, fourth quarter, leading the league in percentage.
Yeah, right now the top three are Steph Curry at minus 150, Damian Lillard at plus 550, and SGA at plus 600 for your Clutch Player of the Year award. Doncic at plus 2,000 in that fourth spot. That might be would you say
I'll tell you what.
Slap that.
I'll tell you what. It's close enough that I think whoever hits the last game winner of the year between those three guys, between Steph, Dame, and SGA, whoever hits the last game winner of the year probably wins it.
Yeah, and I mean, a good chance that that's SGA due to the fact that the Thunder have been in
SGA
more clutch
has
games
the most wins.
Yeah, they've been in more clutch games than either of those guys, I think.
Yeah, probably.
And
I don't know.
If you saw the last attempt on the last shot of Milwaukee's last game before the All-Star break, Damian Lillard trying to heave it from half court after losing the ball, crossing the timeline. Yeah, clutch. So clutch. I mean,
not clutch. The Thunder are clutch, though. The Thunder have been really good in the fourth quarter when they need to be. And I think that's a good sign for the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this team is poised to make a run. I think we went from.
I'm thinking conference finals. I don't want to say finals yet. I'm thinking conference finals.
I think that's. I mean, I think we've been saying conference finals for the last month and a half, right? I think that's been our ceiling.
I think before the season started, we were saying conference finals. I mean, I think before the season started, I predicted the 4 seed.
Yeah.
And we're We're exceeding
exceeded.
expectations here.
Yeah, I mean we were high on this team because a lot of people were thinking it was going to just mirror last season with like a 43-45 win season and maybe get in a play-in game again.
Yeah,
But I
we're
mean,
on pace for 57.
yeah, and on pace to in my opinion, more importantly, actually play in a series. I mean, I didn't even
Yeah,
care if we got the 8 seed. I just wanted 7 games, or the
I want.
possibility.
I'm gonna. We're gonna have to go to Paycom.
We're gonna have to make that journey.
We're
Um,
gonna have to make the journey to
I've
Paycom here
I've
for the
I've s- I've
playoffs. You got to
snuck
be a part of Loud City.
I've snuck into a playoff game before. Did I ever tell you that?
Snuck in.
Yes,
Nice.
like we were playing the Grizzlies, and
What was it? 2013.
yeah, and I was working at Circle K at the time when we had lanyards that were like laminated, and the game was about to start, and over where people were scanning their lanyards, me and my friend just like rushed the lady that was doing it, like this 40-year-old woman, and we just like flashed the name tags, and we were like, we're about to like miss the game. She was like, oh, go on in, and just waved us in to what was then the Chesapeake arena,
Yeah.
and luckily we found one of the usher ladies was like around our age at the time, like 23 or something, and so she let us stand in the in the hall, and we got to watch a whole entire Western Conference playoff game for free. So we might have to
There's those little restaurant areas, you can sit in and stuff. You don't even really need to pay for a ticket anymore.
yeah, no, that's true.
But we're gonna get
No,
floor seats. We're gonna
floor
be there. We're gonna be
seats.
Loud
Yeah,
City. You're gonna see us on the screen. We'll
we'll
be there.
start the GoFundMe. So
Yeah.
so you guys can fund our trip to Paycom to go see the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, because we're pretty sure it's gonna happen. I don't know if you can even um, you know, we're just gonna have to assume that they get there, because I think that's just
Mhm.
I think that's just kind of um where we are as far as what they've shown us thus far this season is their ability to exceed expectations, and I anticipate that to continue. Um, what's the biggest obstacle you think right now for Oklahoma City? Who would you not want to see in the first round right
Bounding.
now?
I do not want to see big teams. I do not want to see big teams in the first round. I don't want to see the Kings.
Hmm.
We suck against the Kings for some reason. I don't want to see the Lakers really. They're big. They're not there yet, but they could be. Other than that, I'm okay with it. Pretty much anybody. But yeah, we got to fix the rebounding issue. We can't let these playoff teams get more possessions or second chance opportunities. We gotta figure out the rebound. If you ever watch, a Thunder game, you just see so many of us or so many of the Thunder players are just tipping it up instead of rebound, two hands, just grab it. They just start tipping it up, and then they just try to tip it out to whoever. Just grab the damn ball, but we can't figure out how to do it. And part of that's because we're not very big. We're skinny on the inside. Um, Bismack Biyombo's going to help. I wanted Andre Drummond, but whatever. We're gonna fix our rebounding hopefully going after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing on the to-do list. The over-under on total wins for the season now for the Thunder is 54.5. You take the over or under on 54?
Well, let me tell you something right now. Me and my coworker, we have a little pizza bet going between whoever gets closest to the before the season started. We predicted wins. Whoever gets closest. I predicted 54 wins, and this guy predicted 55 wins.
Okay.
And that line is at 54.5. And I just want to say, we are close, ladies and gentlemen. They should have let me set the line this season, is what I'm saying. We have a couple other people in on it. Someone went as high as 62, but I'm thinking we're going to be around the 54, 55 range. So I think that line is insane. I'm taking the under, but I think we're on pace for 57 right now. So
Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like. The odds for the Thunder to
would not
win.
be surprised at the over.
Oh yeah, the odds for the Thunder to win 60 plus at plus 1,000 are your odds for 60 plus right now for.
I don't know if that's going to happen because we already have 17 losses.
Yeah, to
We have
win.
to go on a pretty good win streak there, but we could.
Yeah, to win 55 or more is minus 145. So pretty confident the 155 is coming. as far as the books are concerned. If you want to try to bet for the Thunder to have the most regular season wins at any team in the NBA, it is at plus 3,500 right now. So
yeah, I don't think that's hidden because I think the
yeah.
Celtics have like 42 wins right now.
Yeah, so they're looking
The East
good.
is weak though. The East is weak.
Yeah, if you want to bet on the fewest regular season wins, Detroit at minus 185, Washington Wizards at plus 300. The Spurs are at plus 550, so and their over-under on their win total is 17.5. So I don't know how you feel about them winning 7 games the rest of the way. But that's kind of where we are right now. The Thunder to have the longest winning streak of the season is at plus 1,400. That would be most games won in a row. Best record after.
Do you know what that win streak would be right now? Let me see if I can figure that out. Longest streak. NBA. Let's
9.
see.
It's 9 right now.
It's 9.
Yep, 9.
Who has that?
The Magic, Clippers, and Knicks are all tied at 9.
So we need to win 10. If we can go on a 10-game win streak, that would be insane, especially after the All-Star break to lead up to the playoffs. That would be what I'm hoping for before the playoffs is that the Thunder just don't slip, because you don't want to slip going into the playoffs. You want to be on the come up. You want to be peaking going into the playoffs. So
exactly.
I'm hoping that we can. I'll say this: if we finish the season with under 25, under 23 losses, that would be insane.
I think
that would be a 60-win season. If we can finish with even 59, like 58, 59, 60 wins, man, we probably be the first seed.
Yeah, and the Thunder to have the best record after the All-Star break is at plus 1,100 as well. Celtics, Nuggets, and Clippers lead that. Thunder in the 4th spot for that. So a lot of good lines for the Thunder as far as what the books think they could possibly be their ceiling. It looks like the book's ceiling is about 60 wins, possibly the longest win streak of 10 games. You're looking at the placement there in team win streak in a row. They are in, I believe, 8th or 9th best odds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're number 9 behind Boston, Clippers, and the Timberwolves. They all think that those teams have a higher chance of getting to that 10 win in a row mark more than the 9 games that the Clippers and Magic and Knicks have done. So interesting stuff. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
I don't think so. Just pray for me. I got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 4. I got 4 slips in on PrizePicks right now for the All-Star game. So we're gonna if we can hit all of them, $375 on $25, baby. Come on,
let's get it. Yeah, so like I said, I had my college basketball slip bang earlier. My 5 for the MVP are out there. Of course, the highest odds are Anthony Edwards. I have a chance at winning $50 there. My long shot is Tyrese Maxey, $5 to win $380. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 5 for $65. Damian Lillard, 5 for $65, and Trae Young, 5 for $255. Are your payouts possibly there? But if any of those hit, I do cover the amount I spent, so that's all that matters to me. So any of 5 of those guys, if they win, I'll at least double my money. So
smart.
So that was the key there, and I think that any of those 5 guys have a shot. You're rolling with Anthony Edwards, and who else? Who are your other guys that you're looking at tonight?
SGA and Luka.
Luka would be an interesting one. I think
he's at plus 1,900. I think that's. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Halliburton line is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it though. Do you think they're gonna play him? I mean, they're obviously gonna play him 26 to 28 minutes, right? Played 13 last season, but this is
I
in.
just don't see him scoring enough to get the MVP.
I mean, because it's in Indianapolis, so they're gonna play him.
If Tyrese Halliburton gets the MVP, it's going to be a terrible game. I'm going to put it that way.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Unless he has 25 assists and they're all to Trae Young for threes, I think he's probably got it on lock. I mean, because that 55 game for Jason Tatum last year, Donovan Mitchell had 10 assists, was not even in consideration, but played most of that game alongside Jason Tatum, who dropped that double nickel. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they throw out there. I'm sure it'll be probably a little bit of hot garbage, but I'm hoping that we see SGA kind of pop off tonight and kind of prove what kind of lethal scorer he is. And I'm hoping for some steals. Like you said, 2 steals a game. I think he plays defense like a defensive back inside those passing lanes, picks off a lot of passes. Most of those steals, Zach, are not on ball. They're in the passing lane. Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. They're in the passing lane. He gets a lot on ball for sure, but a lot of them are in those passing lanes. He's really getting in there. His reach, the length on his arms, his wingspan is just crazy. He's reading offenses really well.
And news coming down from the office back in headquarters, Zach. Manny Pacquiao at 45 is going to compete in the Paris Olympics. Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao boxing it up in the Olympics at 45?
Good for him. Isn't he like the president or something?
that I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know anything like that.
He was a former senator in the Philippines.
Okay, a senator.
Because after he fought Floyd Mayweather, he started doing politics in the Philippines. I remember he ran for president, I think.
Yeah, he ran for president. Oh, he's not going to be? He's not. No, he's not going to be in the Olympics. Wait, what's happening here? Am I getting? Oh, can't compete. Oh, he can't. He can't compete. Because the age limit for boxers is 40 for the Olympics. They don't let anybody over 40 compete, but I don't think that should be a rule. Get rid of the rule. Let him compete. If a 45-year-old, I mean, what's the problem with that? No one watches boxing anyways. Who gives a shit how old you are?
Especially Olympic boxing.
Yeah, like who the hell gives a fuck? So he's too old, can't compete. I think it would have made me want to watch it if he did compete, because it's like I want to see this old man see what he's got still in the tank, you know?
Mm-hmm. I do too. I want to see what can happen. I think so. Before we go, I want to touch on one thing. I saw an interview with Vince Staples, the rapper, and he did a really interesting comment about what he would do if he was NBA commissioner.
Ooh, okay.
He said he would introduce more of a WWE style to the NBA. For example, like he said, you remember when Dennis Rodman, got sick, had to go to the hospital during the playoffs because he partied too hard or something. But what if during that game, like right at halftime, Dennis Rodman just comes strutting in with great music, like through the tunnel in a hospital gown, right? And he just gets 15 boards in the hospital gown. I mean, we need storylines like that coming out of the NBA these days. Like LeBron against the Warriors in 2016, like when Draymond gets suspended in Game 5, right? Imagine Game 6, they just let him swing in and just fucking attack LeBron like that.
Like some WWE shit, with a
chair, just beat LeBron with a chair. Like, how cool would that be?
I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, it would definitely reinforce what we talked about last episode, was that sports in general are scripted. Like, it would definitely enforce those nut jobs to just be like, oh, look at it, it's so scripted now. Like they're having
let's just do it. Let's just actually script it and let's make it fucking dope.
I mean, might as well. I mean,
everybody knows the WWE scripted, but we still watch it.
Yeah, it's like we know the writers'
room. It doesn't take away the fact that they got championships and we got accolades with wrestling.
Yeah, it's like, and most of the people that are gonna complain about it are gonna die anyways soon. So I mean, it's like you might as well make the change now, right? I mean, and think about this. You could probably just get rid of the WWE as a whole and just merge the leagues together and just have, and you don't have to make one video game for 2 different sports. I mean, think about all of the the whole entire like get
Yeah.
up, or what do they call it, the assets. Think about all the assets you could just merge.
Yeah, like imagine like if the Thunder are down like 0-3 in the finals against the Celtics, and then in game 4 the Thunder are down 25 until the lights just all go out, and then spotlight on center court, and you just see LeBron James ripping off Josh Giddey's head and then taking his uniform.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I was gonna say Kevin Durant shows up and then drops 50, but I mean, like, I mean,
let's say Russell Westbrook
like
just
a
comes in and just
45-year-old
dunks on
Kevin
everyone.
Durant. Like,
Oh, you want to feel old?
yeah, I want to feel old.
Kevin Durant is.
Is he 30?
I saw it the other day.
35 now. 8.
He is going to be 36 this year. He is 35.
My gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Year 17.
Ooh. Ooh.
Kevin Durant's been in the league 17 years.
In his first year here, it was his third season in the league, or was it his second?
In Oklahoma City, second.
Second, yeah. So
season, because he only played his rookie year in Seattle.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was Russell Westbrook's rookie year was the first year they were in OKC.
But they still had Russell in like a Supersonics jersey when they like.
Yeah, because he got drafted to the Sonics, but they moved after the draft, officially, I believe.
Yeah, I was making sure that photo wasn't photoshopped, and I really remember that.
If you can get your hands on a Seattle Supersonics Russell Westbrook jersey,
without having to like custom order it currently.
Yeah, like if you can actually get one that was sold because he was on the Sonics for a minute.
Let me see. I bet I could tell you right now.
Probably on eBay.
So I'm looking right here. So Westbrook, I'm looking at how much people are selling. I bet it's not even $10.
Seattle Supersonics Russell Westbrook jersey. They don't make those anymore. It feels an official one.
Yeah, like. Boy, I'm not like. I go to like a clothing tab.
Here's even. I got one on eBay here for $90. I don't think it's an official one.
I mean, I have the rookie card for $87 with him holding the Seattle Supersonics hat.
Yeah.
But like, how come it's all just like. There's no clothes. Why am I just seeing cards?
I can see one on eBay for $90.
That's interesting that like nobody's even like selling it, right? Like that's kind of weird to me. What if I just go to like the Google?
I think you just have to get it custom, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because like I don't think they never sold it in the shop.
Yeah, they probably never sold it in the store.
Yeah, they never had it in the Supersonic shop before he left. Oh my gosh, an authentic Russell Westbrook rookie game from the All-Star game in 2009. $243.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that's something. That's really something. But yeah, I mean that's wild. That is absolutely wild. Anything else to add before we scoot on out of here?
No, I don't think so.
All right, well, that wraps up episode 58, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Episode will be live on YouTube ASAP. And as far as it goes for me and Zach, this is it. Keep stick on the ice. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hope your slips all bang, brother.
Thank you.